Well, after what felt like ever, international rugby is back. And what a weekend it was. England having a big win against Eddie Jones' Japan. And Wales, well, it was a difficult afternoon in Twickenham against South Africa. Right, let's start in Tokyo. England, Japan. Marcus Smith, yellow card. Now, what he clearly does here, he pulls a player back without the ball. So, good TMO intervention here, a good spot. And it clearly is a penalty for playing a player without the ball. Now the question that some of you will be asking is, why wasn't a penalty try? Well, do you think a try would have probably been scored if it wasn't for Smith's action? So Smith certainly does pull him back and he does slow the momentum of the player, but the officials feel that that's not enough to prevent a probable try, and therefore in this instance we just have a penalty and a yellow card and not a penalty try, because the key question, remember, a penalty try is, do you think a try would have probably been scored? And in this instance they think it wouldn't have. Ewell's red card. Now this is really good, great TMO work, and this is where we see the bunker working well as well. So well done, Eric Azions, the TMO. A brilliant spot here on foul play by Ewells. It is then duly sent to the bunker because it reaches the yellow card threshold, and then it is quite rightly so upgraded to a red card because the actions of Ewells coming in at the side of the ruck is dangerous. We don't want to see this type of action in the game. So good teamwork. This is exactly what we want from technology and the TMO. Picking up those difficult ones to see as a referee, but yet again, a clear and obvious act of foul play. Let's have a look at the penalty try and yellow card to Wainwright in Twickenham then, Wales, South Africa. Right, what's clear here, South Africa have momentum. They have a clear, strong maul going towards the try line. Wainwright does come from the side, but a lot of you have been asking, does he actually cause the maul to collapse? So, the referee in this instance, Wainwright does come from the side. He thinks that his slight bump on the South African means that that causes the maul to go down just short, and therefore he thinks a try would have probably been scored and awards a penalty try and obviously then a yellow card as well. Now some of you have been asking, does he actually cause it to go down, or is South Africa going down already to score the try? So it's basically down to this. If you think that Wainwright causes South Africa to fall short, it's a penalty try and yellow card. If you think he didn't, then it wouldn't be. Simple as that. Now, interesting one here, the Fassi yellow card. Some of you will remember we discussed Barra's actions a couple of seasons ago when he put his foot up unnaturally, caught a player in the face and was quite rightly so red carded because of the degree of danger. We have a similar action here, but maybe not quite as dangerous. So therefore, we don't have the red card, but we still have a yellow card because Fassi's actions are unnatural. He puts his foot up, not in a natural action. So then we have foul play, but because the degree of danger is low, then we just have a yellow card. So the player, in this instance, he must do everything he can to avoid putting opponents in a dangerous situation. Jesse Creel, forward pass. Well, pretty straightforward really. We would like the on-field officials to get this because the pass is certainly forward. Now, some of you will be saying, well, when you pass the ball and you're running at speed, the ball will travel forward. Yes, that is true, but on this instance, the ball is actually passed forward. So the ball is not passed flat and then travel forward. In this instance, the actions of the player actually passes the ball forward. So this is one we would like the on-field officials to get, and if they don't, we would expect the TMO to come in on a clear forward pass like this. Carter penalty for head contact. Now then, this is not really one we think the TMO should be coming in for because it's not really clear if there is head contact here, and it doesn't look like there is. Now, if you feel there was head contact, then yes, of course, a penalty would be sufficient on this instance. But it's not one that we would think the TMO needs to come in for because we're not basing it on the clear and obvious. Right then, time for my favourite and your favourite part of the show, your Emirates Fan Questions. And I start off with Stephen Boshoff. Why is there so much leeway with kickers kicking a penalty from a spot when they go for a line out? but not when they kick for the post. Surely the mark where the penalty was given must be the mark they kick from. Very good point, and you are 100% correct, Stephen. Yes, the mark, whether you're kicking for the post or kicking for touch or taking a quick tap, should be in close proximity to where it was given. So when we look at a quick tap or when you're taking a run up for a kick, we're looking within that sort of meter area. The same with the penalty for kick at goal as well. It's got to be within that meter area. So yes, that's a very, very good point. Something I'm sure the referees will be made aware of if it becomes a trend or a habit in the game. But sounding like your comment, it already is. But you are right, it should be on or behind the mark, not that far in front of it. Robert Herbst. Can I come and work on your farm, Nigel? Now then, I do need some help actually, Robert. Are you good with cows? Are you good with dogs? Send me your CV, I'll have a look at it. Daniel Jones, where was your favourite country to travel to when you were refereeing? And is there one country you never got to go to and wish you could? Now then, this is a very good and interesting question. My favourite one to go to, I would have to say, you're waiting now, aren't you? South Africa. Cape Town in particular. I loved it. Now then, places I haven't been to, well, do you know what? I've never refereed in Tonga or Samoa. I've been to Fiji a few times, wonderful place, wonderful people, wonderful welcome. But I would have enjoyed to go into Samoa or Tonga. So maybe I'll get my boots out and do a comeback so I can go and referee there. Sam Jones, when you refereed, did you have a pair of particular boots that you would wear every game, or did you have a new pair every season? New pair every season? Sam, couldn't afford that, man. No, I had quite a few pair of boots because obviously you need spare ones. A little bit fashion conscious, so depending on the colour of the kit, I would then wear boots to coordinate with it. So I had a pair of red boots, blue boots, white boots, black boots. What other colours? I actually had pink boots as well, which I wore a couple of times. They look very nice as well. And that's it. Thanks always for your Emirates fans questions. I love answering them. Keep them coming. Have a look at the social media channels. Now then, for a bit of fun. Well, I'm sure you've noticed that the Euros are well underway in Germany, and yes, you probably would have noticed that Wales didn't quite make it as well. But anyway, I've been keeping an eye on it, and I was thinking to myself, which football players would transition well into rugby? And I've been thinking, and I had a look at this, so I was thinking Kylian Mbappe. Now then, what about the speed on him? I think he'd make a good winger. He'd be fast, wouldn't he? Wonder if he's got a relation in Wales somewhere. England star Jude Bellingham, now very, very clever, very talented footballer, and I think he'd be a good 10. I'm sure he'd be able to pull the strings at outside half. And finally a forward. Now, finding a big footballer is very, very difficult. Peter Crouch would have made a good second row maybe, but what about the Belgian striker Romelu Lukaku? Now then, imagine him picking up at the back of the scrum, it'd be devastating. There you go. If you think of any more, let me know. And that's it. Next week we'll preview the summer tests as the Northern Hemisphere travel on tour to the Southern Hemisphere. But before we go, did any of you see the trophy that Jamie George was awarded after England's win in Japan? Well, I've never seen a trophy like that before. I wonder what was in it. Champagne? Until next week, bye-bye.